Like I waited long enough with my stream so that Halloween is already over. Which, by the way, there was nobody here today. Just nobody. Where's my mechanical arm? Lost it again. Shit. But basically, today was Halloween. I did not actually have like any perception of it at all. I watched like some Halloween movies yesterday, or some scary movies yesterday. It's still a Halloween here. Yeah, no, here it is 12:30. So we already made it past midnight. And there was nobody here. No kids, no anyone. Not even like a pervert in a trench coat, nobody actually was at the door today. So I still have all of my Halloween sweets over, which, I mean, it can't be helped then if nobody is coming to get them and they are just sitting here defenseless. You know, they won't hold until next year, right? And I mean, like, basically, if they are already there now, it would be a shame if they were to go to waste, right? So maybe there was a lot of kids out there waiting. Maybe I just did not open the door. Who knows? Sure, definitely. I already opened a bar of chocolate though, with nuts, the nutty flavor, because that I like the most. No, actually it's like, I want to say, as far as chocolate goes, this is like a 2 or a 3 out of 10. I don't know. This has just been, yeah, it has only gone bad. Well, bad by 6 months by now. So I mean, I would have definitely given that to the kids. I did actually not look at that. No wonder it tastes like shit. So good thing that they actually did not come around to get some. Because I would have just poisoned the kids. I mean, instead I'm poisoning myself. Because I'm definitely still gonna eat it, right? That is very right. Hey, Xaf. How you doing, dude? Yeah, I have been. I've also not been seeing myself in years. That is just because of my phobia of mirrors. But ever since I got the selfie stick to the brain, now. Last stream was in, I did look it up, last stream was in April. So it has been forever and I'm not anymore on my laptop. Well, actually, I've been having a computer now since almost 3 years. So I guess Luces is actually beating you on that. But it is actually amazing that you still remember. Have I complained about the laptop so much? Probably. Laptop streaming life was... I mean, on one hand side, it was because it was earlier in Twitch. Like, I'm having the feeling that now that I've been on Twitch for like 4 years, right? Or it has been 4.5 years, right? It's just I'm not on Twitch much anymore. It's probably a little bit disingenuous that I'm streaming then on Twitch, and I'm not like just yesterday I complained about YouTube because YouTube is just YouTube is just the other shit. Like yesterday, it just unprompted showed me like right wing. From Canada, it showed me like a right-wing content creator with his journalism, and completely unprompted, or I mean, it's tied with Google, so who the fuck knows what I have actually clicked to warrant that. But it just shows you that unprompted, to your knowledge, without any further explanation. And it's like, I don't wanna actually go to YouTube instead of Twitch, really. But streaming on Twitch, I don't know if I really want to do that anymore. That is crazy, yeah. 10th of November back then. That was like... What have you been playing there? I'm actually not quite sure. In October of the first year of streaming, I think I did Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Choice Chamber, yeah. We also played Choice Chamber at that time. Not quite sure what else we did back then. I mean, I did so much. I think, Liz says, I think he just looked at his profile. Because FC is not a command in my channel. I think my command, if I remember correctly, is Stalker Sins, yeah. A user cannot follow himself. Well, then I don't even want to follow myself if that's not possible. Wait, can't you just click on your profile? I can tell you. You have been followed since 8th of June 2018. Oh yeah, the timing definitely works better. You have been following me at like 2 a.m. Fucking hell. Yeah, so basically right now it is just past midnight, because I did not really want to do a Halloween stream, quite like I did prepare. Oh, so okay, I'm not gonna show you everything here, but so I did actually prepare, because I did not know if I'm gonna start streaming yesterday already or just today, and today now it's so late already, but I basically did plan somewhat that I would be streaming around Halloween, but like I said, I did not know whether it would be today or not, and I did buy Werewolf the Apocalypse: Heart of the Forest, which is kind of a text-based adventure on the Werewolf franchise, and the other one is Black Book, which is it's probably like, I mean, it doesn't have anything to do much with like it is a game by Russian developers about Slavic myths, or well, it is about a certain region in Russia, and and one of their stories, mythological or just, well, creature stories. Yeah, it says Slavic myths, and it just looked interesting to me. It is basically a as all Slavic myths go, it's basically a horror game, kind of a horror survival. But I'm one of those slightly too political, but probably still relatively sane people. Now, I've been questioning whether I should right now play a game by Russian developers. It just seemed more appropriate to skip that for the moment. But it's like, you should not, like, there's nothing really known about the developers so much. Not like with other franchises that I have been following, where it is actually that the developers then emigrated from Russia, before the war started or during the first month, where it's then really you can see them struggling. No, this developer is apparently still in Russia and still developing there. It's like, yeah, like it's not that I wanna blame them for being Russian or just for their person. Like, I mean, it's I cannot really expect. There's in other countries where there's a lot of asylum seekers from Russia. There's debates about whether you should take up Russians that came in now after the recruitment process, because now it actually hit them personally, where beforehand they were supporters of the war, but now that it would have actually gotten to their own recruitment, they rather fled into other countries in Europe or around Russia to evade that and still actually being supporters of the war, which like it's a relatively difficult debate to some degree, I would say still, but I don't think it would be in any way appropriate still to just say, oh, I'm not gonna play Russian games, or I'm not gonna support Russian developers, or I wanna be ignorant about their history or their folklore, right? So I did buy it. I plan to stream it, but it is still something that is on the back of my mind, that it still does leave kind of a sour taste in my mouth, to just like I would then speak about it beforehand, like I do right now, because I don't just want to have it standing like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna play randomly a Russian game that where I've not played any Russian games before or not really played many of them, and now in this situation I would just play it and have it like, oh yeah, that's just normal without any context to it. No, it's strictly that I did plan on, or I did kind of have to plan around a Halloween stream, and obviously my channel is still based at its core on mostly text-based adventures, nice stories, and folklore and mythology. So it just fit the bill on that. So I bought that, and like I said, I do plan on playing it. And the other one I bought beforehand, I'm actually not quite sure. I've just not heard about it, but because last stream in April we had such a good time with one of those text-based adventures. That was the Crown of Leaves. There's two to that. One was Beacon Pines, which goes kind of in the furry direction. No, it's not as weird as you think, right? Okay, so like it was like a text-based RPG, storytelling, with focus on interesting world building and characters, also set with folklore tellings, and it basically had a furry design to some degree. But it was very good. I enjoyed it a lot. So I did kind of want to go with mostly what I've been doing the last few Halloweens when I did stream. Because you have not been here for a long time either. So basically, what I do around Halloween, or when I had time to stream before Halloween, was usually that when everyone else was playing horror games, I actually like to go the other route and play like cutesy games or just chill games where, nothing remotely scary, but maybe sometimes with a little bit of like Lovecraftian on the topic, of horror. So like the stories that were being told were told without any scary stuff, but they did have Lovecraftian themes in them. They had horror elements that they were using. They had settings of it, and it was just kind of like going the other way of like, I don't want to be scared. I don't want to follow this like, oh yeah, the super scary screamy stuff. That's not mine anyways. I like characters. I like stories, and all of that action stuff. I don't really need to do what everyone else is doing. So yeah, basically that would be one of those ideas. And the other games that I bought in that direction is, which I have not heard about beforehand at all, Scarlet Hollow. And that thing is, it's basically like it's also text-based, but it also has Lovecraftian themes. So, like what I've been just talking about. Without seeming necessarily too scary, it leans more into psychological horror. But like that thing amazes me. So it releases in episodes, and so now I've bought the first 3 episodes, which apparently already has like 360,000 words or something. But that thing, like, it actually, and I actually do believe that it has that much content, because it has almost 6 gigabytes. Without much animation or anything. It's literally just text-based for the most part, with like, relatively steady pictures. So 6 gigabytes of text, I don't know. I hope they just did not go and optimize that. Yeah, if their company actually supported, well, I think it's worth a book. That's, like I said, it is just what I'm expecting, because they are still. I just did look up. That is a thing I do have to say. It is super, super, super intransparent to look up gaming companies. I've been trying to look up phone games, mobile games. I'm not, mobile games is. It could be so much better than what it is. But basically, whenever I'm downloading mobile games, that's one of those where I'm generally racist. I do not want like games from China on my phone. It's just simply, I do not want it, like, if I can help it, any data transfer. It's on Steam. I'm still super reserved about it. I do not have an Epic account. Like stuff with grinding gear games, I have not been logged in onto PoE since basically since they have been bought by Tencent. Like, I'm just very, very about that. It's, yeah, and mobile games, it's like I'm following the opinion of like Extra Credit, the YouTube channel from like 2012 or something, where they have been talking about the free-to-play model and how it actually works in the mobile gaming market, and where it could go awry, and basically everything of that has been coming true. And it's just the worst. Like, really. But I'm not necessarily opposed to playing mobile games. And I think a lot of the mobile games that I'm trying out, I'm trying out because I want to see what kind of mini games they have in there. Basically, most of those games rely on progression gating, right? So they want, first of all, they want money, right? So it's free to play, yes, but they want to earn stuff, so obviously they have to limit your progression in some way. And probably they limit your progression to be like, yeah, there would be an end, you could have perfect stuff, but it's like so much money until you get there. Or you could do it by playing. And, it then needs like 27 years to make a perfect character if you log in every day and do every task that they have, which is just really keeping someone busy and in a treadmill. And yeah, most of mobile gaming is really, really horrible. But in its raw form of what it is doing, usually a lot of those mobile games have very nice ideas, and they all copy from one another, and they become very, very refined in how they want to get your money. And sometimes just from like what do I know about game development, but still sometimes I feel that with that refinement of that there is so much competition, there's so much renewal, every those mobile games after 4 years they're basically out. They shut down the servers, they closed the game, they already brought out 2 new ones, and they are cycling through that, what is working, what is not working, super, super fast. And of course, a lot of it is marketing and advertisement to get the people in and then just not care anymore. But with the ideas that are in there, I think that there's a lot of those games, if you took those malicious developments from the actual progression sense and from the actual gameplay progression out of the equation, if you took that pay to win progress out of it, you would actually in a lot of those games have pretty solid motivating systems. Of course, they are kind of still gambling at that point, but if you not make it about money and you actually limit a little bit of how much time you have to put in then, because like I said, everything that they take from money has to be put up with time then. And if you then get so bothered by how much time you have to spend, then you incentivize to spend money. So those two become the interchangeables there, with for $1 you have to play 1 hour, and it's you can just it's a mobile game, so it's a really, really stupid task, and you have to do that for 7 hours, or you could spend $3.99. And if you took that stuff out of the equation, a lot of those games would actually have some really interesting systems behind that, for match 3 games, for tower defense games, for card playing games. There is a lot of mobile games that are actually trying, and because of that refinement, like I said, because it's such a quick development basis, it is getting gradually better, but unfortunately that better is mostly channeled to making more money, and that money being tied into pay to win progression, which is just, like I said, the worst. But if you could then take it out of it, it would actually be nice to observe progression systems in mobile games and put them into other games. Okay, anyways, where have I been? I don't know why I talked for half an hour now. I don't know where I started or why I ended up here. But Synergia is another text-based cyberpunk adventure that has been running in the background for so long now, that we basically left unfinished from 7 months ago. So I'm gonna get to that now, if you don't mind. If you want to listen to my incoherent rambling a little bit more about sweet nothings that I completely forget about why I did it anyways. But sure, you're welcome. But otherwise, I would probably try to get a little bit further in the game and play it for an hour. Also, an hour. Um, I probably don't have more than an hour of voice in me because like normally I'm just throughout my days I don't have to talk much, so I don't. And like streaming has always been this. When I stream, I have a reason to talk. Normally, I get through my day with speaking like 5 sentences, so I do not train my voice in any way. So streaming has always been this, oh, when I'm streaming, I actually have a reason to talk, I have a reason to actually train my voice. But because I have not been doing that for so long, I think like after 1.5, 2 hours, my voice is just... yeah, right now I'm just studying and mini-jobbing. So since I'm behind the scenes for the most part, with packaging or testing at coronavirus test station, I just don't have to interact much with people. So I just don't really like there's not even someone else to talk with. I just have my own corner to just do the IT stuff there and yeah, send out the codes and stuff. So meh. Like the most I had to talk was when I did the job application. So yeah, basically that. And the other one is the cashier at the at the supermarket, like twice a week. No, I don't live in Canada. That Canada thing, like I said, completely out of nowhere. That Canada thing was just in the YouTube suggestions. That it showed me something about like Vancouver is dying, here's why, and like I said, it was just some right-wing populist shit. Which it showed me completely unprompted. Like I said, I have no idea what I did click to for YouTube to go like, oh, he should actually look up some stuff from Canada. But obviously, stupid me, I just clicked it because I was like, hey, I know nothing about Canada. What is going on over there? If it's like something provocative, like, oh, the whole city is dying. Oh my god, police is failing. Oh Jesus. But probably from that I should have already taken like this is biased bullshit. But no, I'm German. I'm in Germany. I'm still in Bavarian. I'm actually Bavarian. I'm part German, mostly Bavarian. Okay, so yeah, no, wait, what? Huh. So it was in July that I last played this. I thought it was in April. Huh. Did we stream in July? Jesus Christ, time is flying. I don't... I'm actually not quite sure. Did I stream in July? Oh yeah, I might have, right? We might have streamed a little bit there. Was that the week where it was like super cold? Or like super unpleasant? I think it could have been. So basically Synergia is so, like I mean, I kind of thought it was April because of how much I have already forgotten about the game. We are playing a girl that you're seeing on the screen right now, probably is. That is... So it's a cyberpunk world. We obviously started it before the cyberpunk anime came out. I'm still not a fan of the cyberpunk game, but probably the anime was actually fine. I was still learning English. So, what have you done now with your mastery of English? what what have you been learning it for? Um, so I'm trying to remember. So like the cyberpunk setting, I still remember that we got transferred into a new unit. We are basically in cybersecurity to some degree. Um, there's androids that got hijacked by some hacker that basically programs them um, into like suicide drones, more or less. Um, but what was the hook? So there was something about a Synergia incident, and I did look up the what for a moment. It's like this save right now is 11 days before the Synergia incident. So we are working our way up to the Synergia incident. Um, but there is something like those cyborgs, you can basically not really tell from humans so much. And our girl, though, is very much keen on not actually interacting with them so much. Um, in this world, it is relatively normal to have one of those. She had one of those, but that was years and years old, and she did not even program it to do much. She did not want it to have any emotions. And like I said, that is basically, I think, the hook. It was that basically those cyborgs are relatively human-like. They actually develop emotions, or at least replicate them to the point where you can't really tell if their emotions are any less, or their emotions and feelings are in any way distinguishable from that of humans. And she is getting freaked out by it. And basically, she's a hacker that those rogue cyborgs or androids are. She can hack into them and basically, you know, deal with them that way. Um, if some of those have been like purchased illegally, for example. Um, that's crazy. Wait, so then you are 18 now? Yeah, I do remember that. I had a lot of younger viewers when I was playing Choice Chamber. And and don't forget, you can watch so much anime with English, at least with the subtitles. Um, and that is basically like half of the reason why I can actually even speak English. Like I think I would have been much, much worse than I am even right now, um, at talking English and being interested in it, if it wasn't for watching anime with subtitles or reading manga. Manga was actually the bigger thing in the beginning, because it was the time of like Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. Manga, mm, I've not been keeping up with One Piece much anymore. But yeah, basically that. Yeah, but dude, this game is all about our animu waifus because they are drawn and they are definitely waifus. Oh yeah, this game has mm, kind of a lesbian pull, right? So this is actually an LGBTQ game. In Yeah, I don't think that matters much, but I'm pretty sure our character is lesbian, because I do remember that we have gotten heavy vibes from. Oh yeah, our girl though did get a new cyborg, um, which is of a newer generation. She got it from her friend that works kind of some shady deals. And since I'm police, basically cybersecurity police, um, obviously I gotta have connections to the shady types. But yeah, like it's basically that the new android that she or the new cyborg that she got is way more advanced and human-like than the old one, which I said the old one that she had, she did not program for years. She didn't want it to have any emotions, so she left it as blank as possible. And now she got the new one, and the new one is like I said, or was sold to her as just an upgraded version that is still in the testing phase, in the beta testing phase, basically. And since we don't know human emotions and feelings from real people to the cyborgs, I'm actually somewhat expecting that this one is also actually a cyborg that just got basically human memories transplanted. But we don't know that yet. And it's still just my guess from what I remember now, which is not much. So, but pretty sure we have been sleeping with her. pretty sure. No, it was just platonic. I think we just slept in the same bed, and that is where we are waking up right now. So, the smell. It's pouring outside, and I'm completely drenched. Everything's dark and blurry, but I can still make out a few shapes. My vision improves for a few seconds, and I manage to see the sequence of images. I'm running through a metal bridge, the rubber of my boots squeaking against the wet iron. I suddenly come to a halt. I can see something. Someone. I hear a scream. It's my own voice. Don't do it! 3 quick gunshots, one after another. Bodies collapse to the floor and I drop my gun. Well, we are starting right with the... oh god. I can see a trail of blood in the water, but it's not coming from them, but me instead. My right hand is wounded, bleeding. So now we wake up. Good. Is that you are interesting? Oh, thank you. That is a very nice thing to say. And I mean, if I'm in cosplay, you can also not tell me from a cute animu waifu anymore, so I promise. Now, I wake up sweating and coverless. It was just a nightmare. Mara stole the bedsheet. So Mara is the new android model there. She's still asleep, so I get myself ready before waking her up. I take her shower and pour myself a bowl of cereal. I don't think I'll bother her. She looks pretty cute when she's sleeping. See what I mean with the innuendos for the LGBTQ stuff? I can barely recognize myself. I'm taking care of an android all over again. I'd better learn how she works. A part of me knows she's just an android, but another one is starting to forget and it pisses me off. I stare at her while I eat my cereal and turn on the TV once I'm done to see if she wakes up. It doesn't seem to work. I have an idea. I'll go out, pick up her key, and give it to her once she wakes up. That way she won't pester me about going out again. It shouldn't take too long. She will definitely have woken up. I go down the elevator and walk to the closest tech support booth. It's terribly cold outside. Next rent payment, and we make that on the tech booth. Generate new keycard copy. Contact landlord. Oh, actually, interesting. Latest high-level exclusive news. Defense forces. Tire Ford Mascot. What? You choose blood or steel. Enlist now. After the defeat on the Eastern Front 2 weeks ago, the defense troops have successfully rallied and launched a strong counterattack against the our hacker menace. With this defensive, I'm not quite sure. I can't. A key point in the defense of the northern border has been retaken. General Maddens suspects that the fort may have been connected to the network of tunnels under the desert, which could help the effort to find the main headquarters of the enemy army. Find more on human.hold. Tensions with the ETU are increasing after the latest tariff increase on multiple imperial. That is a very weird stylistic choice. I mean, all of the text in the menu is also mirrored backwards, upside down. Products in response to the Empire's military actions in the territories bordering the European Union. The Imperial Diplomatic Group is still in negotiations with the European General Council to find a solution. Good thing that the EU is still there in the future, when the cyborgs are taking over. To find a solution to the problems caused by the conflict and to avoid worsening an already complicated relationship. The Imperial Guardian Angel saves the Minister Arcane. The Minister of Foreign Affairs suffered another failed attack yesterday on his way to a meeting with the Emperor. Several motorbikes tried to attack his armored transport, but failed and their riders were killed in the attempt. Unfortunately, at the same time, his house was raided and his daughter is now missing. Oh, he is having a bad day, yeah. What is this, America? It is believed that she may have been in the house at the time and been abducted by the raiders. It has not yet been confirmed, but it is suspected that those responsible for this attack may be members of the terrorist group Red Moon, which seeks independence for the Japanese refugee district. So I'm pretty sure that this is like half Japanese. Obviously they are still taking inspiration from anime as well. That's why I say anime waifus. But yeah, this is definitely like Ghost in the Shell inspired, and it definitely reminds me of old detective movies. So like from the 80s and 90s, Red Rain and such. Can I contact my unable to contact landlord at this moment? Yeah, we had a lot of that. I think did we not pay our bills yet or something like but there was problems with that. Keycard generated. You can now return your card. I put my card inside, and after less than a minute of waiting, the machine gives me a copy. I feel like such a lazy bones for not doing it before. It was so easy. The hard part was to get motivated. Yeah, I actually do feel that. I have some things that I'm just like. It is just taking 3 minutes, but I just cannot start it. It's it's just terrible. It seems like she still hasn't woken up. I pet her a few times. She gets up and rubs her face. She is still sleepy. Well, right now she is waiting for the next hacker attack on another android. Probably. I can't help but remember she's a machine whenever she acts in such a realistic way, but somehow she seems even more human than me. Every time I look at her, my curiosity about how they programmed her grows. I think the biggest purpose of this game is actually not in the story regarding her job and whatnot, but in telling the story of how we would interact and what we would think in a society where androids became so human-like that you can't really tell them away anymore, right? I think that is the main hook of the game. Good morning. Good morning. Come on, go wash your face and come back here. Quick, quick. She's taking it very seriously. She runs out to the restroom and comes back a few seconds later. What's up? I give her the key. There you go. I got it while you were sleeping. Finally, thank you. So she wanted a key to go outside herself, which beforehand I have not been... My character was not keen on. Because technically she should not have that android, right? Because she got it from her friend. Basically illegally or through some shady means. That it is probably better to keep her hidden from other people. But because we are super distanced from everyone anyways, nobody comes, comes to see us anyway, so... She tries to hug me, but stops herself before she can do it. She looks afraid. Huh? Now she actually hugs me, but moves away quickly. That smell. It's a mix of my own smell and a sweet fragrance. It's nice. Very different from the plastic smell Elaine had. Are you okay? Of course I am. Why do you ask? You were screaming in your sleep. I think you were having a nightmare. So you were awake. Maybe? Don't worry about it. Nightmares are a common thing with humans. We all get them every once in a while. I know, I get them too. But you were screaming. I'm fine. Stop thinking about it. Alright, so where are we going? It's starting to rain, so I don't know if we should go out. That one, though, is... Stop thinking about it is then basically a command, and the android will stop thinking about it, or will not question or inquire any further. Will something happen if you get wet? Of course not. Just take an umbrella and let's go outside. Although, I don't know this city. I know, but this rain. Why don't you just go by yourself? You have already got your key. You are coming with me. Okay. Why am I following her orders? She's my robot. Still, I find it more bothersome to argue with her instead of just going out for a walk. Yeah, it would be, right? Especially with my followers. Now, especially with random people where you then tell them to follow, subscribe, and suck your dick. That would be very nice if people would just follow orders. Let me get dressed. Mara gets ready, and we then leave my place. She's completely fascinated by all the storefronts we pass on our way. She seems to like this district. Hoplon, I've already heard about Hoplon, but yeah, you can see that this is definitely inspired by like some Hong Kong, Japanese area. After walking for a few minutes, a commercial android approaches us. Oh my! Excuse me, miss, do you have a moment? I noticed your arm is a Skyfields 001A model. and I would like to inform you that your favorite maker, Corpo Industries, so Corpo Industries usually sells all of the androids, and that is, you know, why we want to keep Mara a secret, because she was not sold through Corpo. Has released 68 models with superior capabilities to yours. I will now explain these upgrades in detail. Do you agree with this? So yeah, again, we do not like to actually upgrade anything or make it more cybernetic. I don't agree. I'm in a hurry. Go away. With the new generations of corporate products, we have come closer than ever to simulating artificial quasi-human limbs. That's why we present to you with the most exquisite selection of our best prosthetics and implants. Skyfield's V8 rabbit legs, true heart. Arius memory chip, extra sense plus 16. That actually sounds super cool. If you could implant like extra senses into yourself. You know how with some people who had like, you know, injured their brain or some sickness, or, you know, just born with it, where they see like tones or mathematical equations or so in like colors, or like, you know, the brain changes one to another. If we could actually implement that into humans, or just have extra senses to deal with and be able to process them, I mean, goddamn, right? There would be so many problems. That would be so bothersome. But it would also be pretty cool, I guess. Like if you could just you know, broadcast, like, you know, your brain could just convert radio signals directly, like you don't need a radio. You just get it from directly out of your brain. Something like that. That would be so fucking cool. While sheltering from the rain, bathing in the neon lights from the shop's awnings. Awnings? Wait a minute. Awnings. Oh, Markisen. Gotcha. There are still some things that I don't know. You may not know this, but since you are already the proud owner of a model older than the True Limbs series, you will get 30% reduction on your next purchase at corporate shops. This offer includes our newest memory chips. You just need to give us your old model. I already told you I'm not interested. Bye, Corpo. But our new models have the cleanest, most sensitive skin in the market. I am sure your partner will be absolutely delighted to stroke your new soft hands. Are you sure you are not interested? I walk off to ignore the android. It seems to finally understand and starts to look for its next prey. Thank goodness. I walk up to Mara. Come on, Mara. We'll never get to the place I mentioned at this rate. You never mentioned any place. Look at those androids, aren't they cute? I don't like them too much. Wouldn't you like to buy one? I already bought you. They are 3rd generation androids, they are very plain. I'm used to them. You can tell them machines, they are machines as soon as they open their mouths. Are they different from me? Yeah, a lot. Okay, so where are we going? A record shop. Records? You mean music? I'm talking about DVDs. It's an old form of data storage. I have a small collection and I want to see if they've got something new. Let's go then. Yeah, I mean, DVDs will be the, you know... like, that will be the retro hipster stuff in like 50 years. The store isn't too far away, so we reach it in just a few minutes. There aren't any other customers, like always, although the place looks as good as ever. As soon as we walk through the door, Mara runs to the shelves, getting lost in them. She's very curious. I guess I'll greet old Harold. Oh, hey Lily. Is Harold here? Hi Sela. It's been a while. No, he went to get to shipment. Yes. Mara appears out of thin air and stands next to me. Is she with you? I'm Lily. Nice to meet you. She's with me. Her name is Mara. Are you a nurse android? I used to. Old Harold, the store. Oh, old Harold, old store owner, brought her when the hospital was going to throw her away. She's a first-generation android with a ton of hardware upgrades and a few cosmetic ones. Ah, I like your clothes. Thank you. I like them too. Harold says they give the store a great mood. I'm gonna sleep sick all day. Oh. It's COVID, but who knows? Well, if you come to Germany, I can test you at our station. Don't you worry. Well, I hope you feel better the next time you're around. I hope that you won't have long COVID. But even if it is long COVID, right? It's not gonna be that long. Yeah, we have, you get your test result in like half an hour, sometimes quicker. Ah, that was such a... Until we actually had the infrastructure for that, it was... Ugh. But yeah, now it's working relatively smoothly. Oh yeah, so you mean quick tests that you do yourself? Yeah. Yeah, sure, we have them as well. Okay. Yeah, no, we have those. Well, you get them at the apothecary, or you know, wherever you can buy them. Still, I'm not quite sure how accurate they are. I think in the beginning we had models that were from China, so they are basically wanting to kill us. Like, we won't have the Chinese vaccine, but we do have their test kits for those quick tests, and they were only like 80-something% accurate for the most part, and that is only if you did it correctly. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. That's like why you usually want the PCR tests, right? But well. By now we don't have we don't need to test that. Like, I'm guessing it's the same in Canada, right? We don't really have to test so much anymore. Here, if you want the test, it is basically that you get it yourself when you're feeling sick, or that you know, you actually need to go to a hospital or something like that. So it's not many places where you actually need to get tested anymore, so it's relatively quiet, even though our COVID numbers are going up again. But yeah, I'm guessing it's not too much different in Canada either, right? But what I've heard from my right-wing populist propaganda shit on YouTube about Canada, it's the worst. It's the end of civilization. Oh my god, the COVID restriction. It's the government oppressing everyone. Or something like that. Yeah, they're microchips that they are implanting you. And they are not even the new V8 model. So yeah. But I hope you're fine. I hope you get better soon. I'm only gonna stream because I won't have time then. It is probably only gonna be a thing for this week. So it's probably like gonna be the next 5 or 6 days that I'm streaming. So maybe they are dying, but not here. Yeah, maybe it's just the other side of the city. Maybe it's the banlieues out there. The no-go zones. Same time. Yeah, I try to stream in the evening. I'll probably do, once I know that my voice is is getting used to it, I'll try to stream like 4 or 5 hours a day. Actually, like I'm probably trying to do 2 streams. One a little bit earlier, because like I kind of want the duality of it. One is a gameplay stream where I play something where I can't then interact too much with chat. You know, I have a lot of roguelites and whatnot. And the later stream for the evening is kind of the chill stream where I have my wine that I have not drank of at all. That I should probably do that right now, right? I'm like, if I already have a chill week for myself, I should definitely at least get somewhat drunk, right? What else is the point then? And yeah, the chill evening stream is basically the storytelling one, where we have our text-based adventures. Yeah, I know, it's just the worst. I have not had a beer in like, I don't know, 1.5 years. It's really that bad. Like, even with Oktoberfest just ending, I have not even, like, it is not far from me. I could, like, it would not be a problem, but I have not been to Oktoberfest in like 5 years. I like, what kind of Bavarian or German am I? Well, that is probably because, like, I'm not a real Bavarian. Not when it comes to our leading political party, which we have been having for like 68 years now. Which is all conservatives. And like, why I'm mentioning it is because right now we have in Germany, we have a coalition from the more left-wing side, rather than their usual centrist conservative reign that they have had for the last 16 years. And so now that they are in opposition to the coalition that we have in Berlin, they're constantly trying to attack them. And obviously to the detriment of the people, because they are not trying to work something out, you know, we are gonna try to be better than the leading political party and try to get out of the opposition. No, we are trying to hurt them as much as possible. We are not working for the people, we are working against the other political parties. You know, the same shit as everywhere else, right? And that's how conservatives work after all. But they have been spouting that nonsense about, you know, how regional they are and how we have to be getting more independent now and whatnot with Russia and China. And because now our government is leaning so into it, and oh my god, horrible. And they are taunting them with you know, how proud they are of their regional products and homegrown stuff. And obviously the beer culture in Germany is we do have wine as well. This, for the example, is from the Rhein-Main-Schleife. So yeah, this is from the Provence, the Provence of Germany. So like, Germany has a lot of also rather specific wines, especially white wines actually. But now that it's getting hotter and hotter with each passing year, we will have even more wines, but obviously beer is the big thing. I could, yeah, I could. I have bigger glasses. Do you want me to get a bigger glass? I have bigger ones. You know, you gotta the bouquet, the aroma, just the body of the wine. You have to taste and take it in with with all your body. And you need a big glass like that, because otherwise you can't actually swirl it. You can't hold your nose in there. You can't tip your nose in there. You can't actually drink it through your nose. A small glass is just not fitting for an actual wine connoisseur like me. I'm drinking my same 6 or 7 different wines that I always drink. Yeah, just one glass. It's just like 700 milliliters. That's actually a fine one. I do not mind that. It is a Spätburgunder. Don't know if that tells you anything. But yeah, it's a relatively sweet wine. So it's not that herb, not bitter. I mean, like I said, this is actually one of my father's wines from his wine cellar. Normally, I'm weird. I don't drink red wines so often. When you normally say younger people drink red wines or prefer red wines to the whites, but I think personally the red wines, the cheaper ones, which I mean this undoubtedly is this is like $4 or $5 a bottle. It's the red wines. They are always getting extra aromas put to them. There's pesticides that are being used. It's not just biological. You will notice all of the wines, all of the red wines, they do have some kind of similar notes to them. But obviously, sometimes you can actually see or do taste oh, this is more earthy, this is more wooden. There's blackberry aromas or plums or shit, plums or cherry flavors. Fruity. You can tell that even as an amateur. But I do think that all red wines that I can get in Germany of that price class, they do have some similar notes to them. Yeah, same here. Like I said, red wines. In Germany, you usually say that red wines are preferred by younger people. It is then that we have a lot more. It is then that we do have a lot of white wines. Scheurebe, Müller-Thurgau, Chardonnays, which is just like that due to our climate, that it always was that we had more white wines variety in Germany. So that is why older people would actually prefer them, because they are actually more challenging wines. There's you can play around with them a little bit more in Germany, because you have different grapes that you can mix, or that you actually have a variety that you can use and that you can experiment with. Especially with how sour they are, with with how much tannins are in there. Tannins? I'm not quite sure what it is in English. But yeah, you can actually play around with the white wines a little bit more generally in Germany, and that is why older people would actually. Right now, it is super warm here. throughout the day. Like we had the warmest October in like, which not here. We actually, where I'm living in Bavaria, it actually was not that nice. But overall, we had the hottest October since the last 30 years or so. Like it today, it was still like 20 degrees or so outside. So it is super abnormal right now. We have like hot air from Spain coming to us. That is gonna go away now over the next few days, and it's gonna get worse weather. But yeah, it definitely was abnormal. We already had a summer that was much too hot, but I did not mind. I actually the summer I did enjoy. I was so much swimming. I was at the lake so often. If you are in my Discord, Xav, I'm have my Discord. Yeah. If you're in there, you'll probably see, like, if you're scrolling up there on the normal channel, that I have been posting so many pictures of different seas that I was at. Just because like it has been super nice this summer, and there was just so much. So yeah, I did actually post some pictures of the game, and that was the 11th of July. Huh. Just because I'm scrolling through my own pictures right now. So yeah, it was a super nice summer, but still too hot. That is why red wines will actually come to play a much bigger role, and wine overall will play a bigger role in the coming years. Probably. I would never doubt though that our youngsters, upcoming generations, there are a lot of them that, you know, it's depending on how it will go politically and with the times that we are in. But the harsher the times, and our president has been, you know, mentioning that we'll have a harder time coming up in the next few years from the lazy times that the lazy years that we have just been going through the last few decades. That now that war has returned, and that you know, the political landscape is getting harsher in Germany as well. You know, climate stuff, that life is getting harsher, and whenever that is the case, like I said, the conservatives are winning, and that is also then where nationalism will come up again. And like I said, in Bavaria, it is actually a thing that you have to like beer. It is socially not acceptable to not like beer. Now, it is not that crazy, of course, but you will get weird looks or weird conversations at times when you say, "Oh, I don't like beer." That's just like, it baffles people, which is really stereotypical. But it's also that, like I said, that is why I bring the political part into it. The more that we are regressing into like our national spirit of, or nationalistic pride of like our traditions and our borders and what we have been doing here. Obviously, that is then also shown in the beer cultism, where we then regress to, oh, we have been drinking beer here, that is our culture, and you have to then do it to show that you are a good Bavarian, to identify yourself. Yeah, like I said, it's not that crazy, and I'm speaking about a hypothetical that times would be getting so hard that that it would actually, you know, be that noticeable in our social interactions. But it is that when younger people actually do feel threatened by insecurities in the future, that they will vote more right-wing. Like our political parties that have been voted here in Bavaria, it's like over 30% voted parties that I would say are outside of the political spectrum that I'm comfortable with. So we have a party here in Bavaria that is literally called the Bavarian Party, which is basically it was more of a meme, I always thought, that they want to split Bavaria from Germany. But they have actually been getting a lot of votes from younger voters. A lot still means like 1% parts, but that something stupid like that, like an absolutely moronic concept like that, is getting votes at all. Like I said, then there's conservatives, the market liberal approaches of different parties. That is obviously always like it has been to me when I was young, when I was just like you're in the same age, you're like 18, you'll probably vote. I don't know when is the voting age in Canada. It's like 18 as well, right? Or yeah. I mean, it would be impossible for Germany to seek independence from Bavaria. But we are definitely like the Texas of Germany. Like everyone in Germany makes fun of Bavarians, and Bavarians always point out how much better they think they are compared to Germans. So that is definitely a thing. Yeah, so 18. When I was actually casting my first votes, the first 2 times that I voted, I also voted for the first time I voted conservative as well, because I was just also, well, they have been, like I said, I mean, here conservative is like our conservative party without exception has been reigning for almost 70 years. So voting for them meant stability. So that was my first vote as well, and by now I would say that was an absolutely wasted vote. It is like it needs time until you actually find your political your political mind, until you actually know enough about the world, until you have seen enough about the political happenings, where you can then tell, oh, I don't like this because, or where you can tell, I'm seeking out something like that, who can provide it. But with young people, populism actually gets a lot of them. And like I said, it even got me for some time. Market liberal approaches. When I was in my study years at university, when I studied economics, I started out supporting the market liberal party that I would never vote for anymore at all right now. Because the more that I studied economics, the more I looked at what they are doing when they are in power, or what they have in their party programs. And like that is one huge thing, like reading programs, like the actual programs of what the parties are putting down. This is what we want to do. That is also huge in shaping your political mind, of saying, oh, this I can then pinpoint on. This party wants to do that, regardless of what they, try to say they do or not. They have put down that this is the direction they want to go in. Well, then I'm not supporting them. Regardless of whether I like the candidates and whether they like, they appear more likable in interviews, or they are more, with their rhetoric, they seem more approachable and they don't seem bad and whatnot. But they are in a party where they also did vote to support something that you just don't like. But you did not know it because, well, populism is very focused on people and speaking points that basically are more marketing than actual substance. And for young people, this is very, very catchy because they just don't have the experience. I did neither. Or it is that you're thinking in topics like, if the economy is doing well, then I'm probably rather gonna vote for a party that is huge on expertise in their economics understandings. And that they are always touted as the experts in the field compared to other parties. But then you actually learn, and you actually then learn to what makes sense, what fiscal policies would actually make sense, what social spending is actually worthwhile, how do you control, or how many controllers are needed to actually get a firm grasp on the statistics that you need to even make to understand certain happenings of capitalism and whatnot. And then you look at the party that is taunted as, oh, those are the experts, and you were like, oh yeah, well, I mean, then I'm voting them because, I mean, they are nice and they actually are the experts in that, and well, that seems like the most reasonable thing to do. And like, you thought in a topic, and then you actually find out what it actually means that they are talking about, and you find out they're the biggest bullshitters ever. They are doing everything the wrong way possible because they are only market interested and following a market liberal ideology where they're just completely bound to make very, very stupid, inhumane decisions rather than supporting social politics. And you go like, yeah, no, this is not how I imagined what kind of expertise I wanted to support. And yeah, like stuff like that is hugely important to growing up with time. Populism is just really, really catchy for young people. I was laughing about the idea of independence, but we actually have the same thing here in Canada. A province called Quebec, and since 1980 they also want independence, and like almost every country has something like that, right? Vote where 50%, so more, and Quebec would have been a country. Yeah. And most of it it's moronic. Most of the times, it's identity politics, or it's a misunderstanding of historical happenings, or like a deliberate misinterpretation. And you need knowledge to find that out, or to find out for yourself if that is something that you can actually stand behind. And I'm seeing it with a lot of young people here. When they are worried, it's just the brain, they think about stuff, but they think in very generalistic terms, as did I. And they are very easy to manipulate in that, because a lot of political actors obviously know how to smooth talk their way in terms that, certain things just don't seem bad when they explain it. But once you actually dig into what the implications would be, the things that they are deliberately leaving out, it does not sound good anymore. Quebec, well, it's close to Quebec, which is German, sweet rolls and stuff. Everything that you make with dough. What is Quebec in English? So it's pastry, pastry, biscuits. It's Quebec.
Quebec.
And that's basically just what I do with Quebec. That's close enough, right? Yeah, you're from the pastry country. It's where everyone is white and stuff. No, wait, that was pasty, not pastry. But see how it all clicks? That is why I like to talk English. It just all clicks together. Anyways, so I hope you have a good one. I occupied you for too long. Streams are so much nicer when someone is around. Like I've been mentioning this in my Discord as well from last time. Streams are so much nicer when people are around. I did start the stream by actually, telling about how Twitch is not the same anymore that it was when I did start like 4.5 years ago. And a part of that is that I just have no viewers around anymore because I'm streaming so irregularly, obviously, but also with the games that I'm streaming that nobody else is, and just the interest that I'm having, or that I'm constantly talking when I should be having gameplay, and then I'm monologuing. For other people, that is really not watchable. I totally get that. But it is super nice when people are around and I actually have a conversation. In part, that is why I have, such text-based games, because then I can actually read and, get to... First of all, I get to have a story that I can talk about, make some connections. The other one is that I get to occupy my mouth while I'm playing a game, basically. So it's like, in part, my channel shifted from a lot of gameplay stuff to text-based because I have less viewers around, and I find it more pleasant for myself to stream when I have, someone to talk to. And if there's nobody, then it is still better to talk to the screen than not talking at all. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of streamers who also just don't talk, and I just don't get it. I mean, everyone can stream as they want and as they see fit, and like I said, obviously, like, I'm stopping a lot of games to then just monologue and or have my soliloquy, just going off the rails with it, and 10,000 things that I'm connecting, which is annoying at times as well, but I still think it is better and more satisfying to talk with a real human being than to just watch games, because that's just so interchangeable. I could just watch anyone do it, or go back to YouTube as we did beforehand, before Twitch was a thing, and just watch the playthroughs of a YouTuber where there's just no interaction then. Yeah, but like I said, there's too little interaction with a lot of streamers. But yeah, like, Twitch really has changed in the last 4.5 years since I began. A lot of it is with changes like that there's no more communities, that they now have the tag system, which is absolute bullshit. That was just literally pure corporate greed, I would say. In my mind, they have the tags on Twitch because a lot of big companies have wanted to be searched by tags and wanted to have then their streams appear on the top of the lists. So if you searched for a certain term, they wanted their streams to come up first, rather than people actually looking at communities and then being in their communities for a lot of times, which was, a lot of a flatter hierarchy then, because you would look up different games that you would normally not look up, because based on the personality and that you had something to common with the other streamer or with the other person, that they are all in one community. And then they got rid of that to make tags the big thing. And tags, like I said, in my mind were only done because big companies wanted to be searchable by those, to get their sponsored streams up higher, so that people had to search for games and terms like LGBTQ and whatnot, which, I mean, to some degree that's fine, but not if you get rid of the communities at the same time. And as such, I think, like, then there came the IRL stuff, the gambling stuff, the art stuff, It has developed less and less, or more and more, away from gaming. The personalities or the people actually have a much bigger they're a much bigger focus point of streams, where it is either you have really good gameplay or it is just a person needing to be entertaining. And a lot of people then from the IRL streams brought drama stuff into Twitch, where it is then not like, it's not about anything, it's just drama between people. It's like a reality show watching. And in such regards, Twitch has just changed over the last few years, and it's just not a platform where I'm feeling like, yeah, gambling is getting banned. I mean, there are restrictions put onto it, and there is gambling streamers that obviously want to earn even more money to their terms. So yes, to some degree people are getting banned, to some degree they are leaving of their own accord. There is still gambling allowed to some degree, but like it's a lot of sponsored stuff. They can't have like funds being given to them anymore that they are gambling away, like such stuff. Like it's just more restrictions than actual bans. But yeah, I mean, it's a step in the right direction, and interesting enough that there was big streamer personalities that actually stood behind that. They did it. Probably the ones that really stood behind it were the ones that were not gambling and were seeing that gambling is actually such a big part of Twitch that they wanted to actually eliminate the like it's not that those streamers wanted to do something nice for you as a viewer or had any integrity with it. It's, or well, mostly not. It's more like that you know, it is a competition that they wanted to get rid of, and they found a way to actually, you know, getting them banned to some degree. That is what I'm suspecting, at least. But it is going in the right direction. Next one that I want is like a body painting art and whatnot. Not because there's anything wrong with body painting, just because if the population that actually did body paint, or, you know, just hot pool streams and yeah, you know, ASMR stuff with the tits hanging out, like you know, that is gonna be the next big thing that should be tackled. It won't, but like that is something that should actually be the next thing on the agenda. That, like I said, I want Twitch to go back to being more focused on what do I have in common with the other people streaming on here, making connections between the streamers, actually having that, you know, that interconnectivity between people, not personalities, not streamer personalities, not big drama hype and whatnot, but actually focusing again on, hey, you like the same games that I do, or you talk the same way I do, or blah blah blah, and that they're incentivizing us to actually go and find other people to talk with, to make it a social platform rather than, oh, here's content or here's drama. And drama is also content, but like I said, the drama is more focused on people, so it's not, there's nothing personal anymore. It's just you know, shows, entertainment. But that's just me. Now that every YouTuber has joined Twitch, it's not the same anymore. Yeah, but there's also a lot of Twitch people that go to YouTube, either in protest or most of them because of money. But YouTube is still far worse than, like I said, it is especially that, like, if YouTube actually had a landing page where you could then find other streamers, where it would be told to you that, oh, those streamers have something in common, or that the streamers can actually interconnect with one another easier on the page. YouTube would actually probably be my favorite streaming platform as well. If they had a landing page with that, if they actually made it about those social aspects, I think I would not use Twitch either anymore. Because there's just a lot of shit on Twitch that like the site is getting more and more developed, but there's so much bullshit being developed on Twitch, where it's just like, why do you do one thing like 3 years after we have all said, oh, we want that, like, you know, the extra emote stuff, my god, search functions, that you can actually narrow them down more. Chat functions, like stuff that they could have implemented very, very easily, and they like take their sweet time of years and years to develop that. But instead, some stuff where it is, you know, pay to win, where it is like, yeah, filters, where you can actually filter different languages out, or where you can search for 2 different languages. Like so far, until not long ago, you could not search for streams in English or German. You could only search for one language, because obviously when you have one language in, then you can't have the other. So you could not search for 2 languages. Yeah. Yeah, you had filters on Twitch, but they were oftentimes shit. Or the tags that you had available to you. Now you have a free tag system, and everyone is putting in bullshit, because yeah, nobody likes the tag system, or nobody who doesn't have a stake in Twitch themselves likes the tags. Like, nobody that I know uses them. Nobody on the amateur level uses them, because like I said, they are made for making money. But yeah. Twitch won't ban hot tub, everything else. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of integrity stuff on Twitch where it could be like, if you actually showed the integrity that you have in other, on other topics. If it is like the openness to LGBTQ stuff, or if it is, to freedom of speech stuff. Like if you had the integrity of actually focusing on gaming and people, then you would not allow, hot tub bullshit and swimming pool streams and whatnot. No. But okay, it's fine. It's not a reason to go away from Twitch by itself. But like I said, if YouTube actually did improve on just really the design of it, if YouTube actually gave you a site where you can, like a landing page, where you can literally just, I can search for streamers, I can filter stuff, and I'm being made suggestions that are actually relevant, because YouTube has a better suggestion system than Twitch has. Like, YouTube would actually probably be preferable from Twitch, but since they don't have that, it's more like, yeah, they lure people with money. And apart from that, Twitch has already opened that nowadays, even as an affiliate, you can actually stream on YouTube and Twitch, right? Beforehand, it was not allowed as an affiliate to stream on both platforms. So they already had to make some compromises there. But yeah, there's no real competition for Twitch still, which is rather sad. So anyways, I've pestered you long enough. You have been meaning to go to bed for like the last 20 minutes. So thank you for actually hanging out. I do really appreciate it. I hope I'm gonna see you this week sometimes. Again, like I said, I'm probably gonna stream until like Friday, Saturday. And I'm gonna try to make it like a being around at around this time. So this has been fun. I like this. I cannot promise that every game will be. We will have actually the same. Oh, let me just. Here you get a loot box twirler, and everyone. Okay, so except so that. Sorry, I just saw you on Discord. I gave you the roles so that you can actually see the channels, because it is more than one channel. It is simply that I had problems with people following on the Discord and just doing bullshit. So I narrowed that down. But yeah, thank you very much for being around. I cannot promise that every game will be yours, obviously, or that in every game I can stop to talk a lot and have something interesting to say. I don't know. That like I definitely vary between days, where I have some days where I'm more talkative than others. Like, I'm definitely not a good entertainer by itself. I'm not a professional. But yeah, we have actually. I'm gonna tell you, because otherwise I would make this a complete mystery, right? I do not want to show other people. No, I'm gonna tell you what games I have here that I'm thinking about. It doesn't mean that I'm actually gonna stream them, just between which ones I would actually decide. So definitely, I'm actually probably gonna try this out later or tomorrow. I'll probably do it tomorrow. Brotato. Brotato I just saw recently and watched a lot. Looks really fun. Looks like it is getting developed super well. So that I'm definitely gonna stream. Then the Scarlet Hollow, the horror text-based one that I talked about. Sumire, which is also about a little anime girl. No, but it is I think also from Japanese developers. And it is about a little girl and her magical journey. But it is definitely not a young kid thing. Just it is more going into the fantastical than horror by itself. Legend of Keeper I bought. That is also kind of a roguelite defender game. Masquerada, Songs and Shadows, that is more of a tactical game. Sandwalkers, the 14th Caravan is not yet out, that is just the prologue, that is free to play, so I'm probably gonna test that. Werewolf the Apocalypse, Heart of the Forest, that one could also be in there, but that is purely text-based. Black Book was the Russian game, the Slavic folklore game that I talked about. Stone Shard, I finally bought. Stone Shard is still in early access or has now been released. I'm not quite sure. We played it back in the days. Like, Stone Shard is actually one of those games that I played relatively early on when I started streaming. I like all. I'm a little anime girl connoisseur. No, I'm not a I'm not gonna say something that's getting me arrested. Not today. Let me take another sip of wine, maybe then I will. Stone Charter. I have been playing the prologue on stream very, very, very early on. That looks like a journey. And then we so I still have Cat President, a more perfect union. I have that. We played it like the last time I streamed for like 50 minutes, and I want to say we got far into it, but I'm just seeing that we have 1 out of 21 achievements. Although I already became chief advisor to the presidential candidate. So I want to say in those 49 minutes I was very productive. And I have Curious Expedition, which is a pixel game that is kind of going like in the... Oh yeah, Thea. I think yeah, probably it could be that we have been playing Thea the last time you were there on this in stream. Could be. And I have Monster Sanctuary, which is kind of like a Pokemon tamer game. Oh yeah, and Spiritfarer. Spiritfarer was... well, I'm actually not quite sure. Spiritfarer is its own kind of like... There's base building management stuff, but there's also a story to it, and it has a very cute art style. Lots of furry stuff again. I'm thinking. So yeah, that is what I'm veering between. I'm not quite sure what we're actually gonna play, but something along those lines. Maybe I'm still gonna pick up something from the Steam sale that is going on right now, but I think that is already way enough games. There's also Lovecraft's Untold Stories that I haven't bought. Yeah, Little Anime Girl and Furry. Yeah, exactly. Please get it right. I'm cultured through and through. But yeah, Lovecraft's Untold Stories, basically like a action adventure shooter explorer. I'm not quite sure. It's also very pixelated, but yeah, looks kind of interesting. Might actually play that. Who knows? Yeah, Outer Wilds. I've heard so many great things about Outer Wilds, but I've heard also that it is super unapproachable. Where it's just like you really need your time to like sink your teeth into it, and I'm not quite sure if I'm up for that challenge right now. But yeah, basically everyone has like 20 to like 70, 100 hours into it. Like, I mean, it definitely sounds like a game that would be interesting. It is space explorations though, which is never my favorite thing, really. Like, I'm never really too interested in space exploration games. There's like Elite Dangerous and whatnot are super well done games, but because I'm not super interested in the setting, I'm never really thinking too much about it. But yeah. So, anyways, I'll see you around. Also, we have now been streaming for 2 hours, and I think I did like 5 seconds of dialogue. How am I gonna do a what of this? People are gonna be so annoyed if they see it. Now it's completely unwatchable. Like, I think I have to actually start again tomorrow. Do what we did now. And get back up to this point, because it's only gonna take us like 7 minutes. that I've done in the last 2 hours. Jesus. Cheers, well done. See, that is the effect that having a viewer has compared to actually in the other one in 49 minutes with nobody being around, I'm already chief advisor to the president, and in this one when I have a viewer around, I'm getting like 7 minutes of content of just reading in 2 hours. That's called German efficiency. You're welcome. Anyways, good night. No, I wanna now I wanna read a little bit more. I'll catch you up if you miss anything, but now I wanna read like 20 minutes more. So have a good one, dude. Hope you're feeling better then, and yeah, see you around. Hope the world doesn't end until next time. You never know in these uncertain times. So, gee. Mara grabs my arm, drags me over to one of the store areas. Synthpop. I already have everything here. She has all of Synthpop. Where do you keep them? I haven't seen them at home. In my closet. Do you like them? I do. I've never heard anything like it. And their aesthetic is incredible. Like, does Synthpop then sound like classical music in the future? is what, like in 2060, is there gonna be like on the first channel in TV or on TV or whatever we are watching by then, is there then gonna be like dubstep content creators and synthpop that we are listening to when we are like 80, 90? And where we are then like, oh yeah, that's the music of my old days. Oh god. And their aesthetic is incredible. It's really old music, older than the mechanical revolution, maybe even older than the first settlements. It fits you too. It's dark and a bit depressing, but passionate at the same time. Very funny. And where do you play them? I have a DVD player at home, but this isn't the original format. We don't actually know what it was. All we know is they were re-recorded onto these discs, and unlike the originals, we managed to preserve them. Which one will you buy? I already said I have everyone. What? I don't know, I've got to take a look first. Before I can say anything, she grabs one of the discs and put it in the player on the shelf. Even if this was her first time, she learned to use it really quickly. These machines and their fast learning. What do you think about it? It's hard to listen to. Not everyone's here. Not everything here is good. I should get you something better. One day I'll give you a tour of the shop. Most of the music needs you to try your best while listening to it. You really like music, don't you? Who doesn't? They like music in the future. That means civilization has not yet collapsed. Interesting. I know. But you're the first person I know who listens to plenty of genres and takes music in such a methodical way. That's more like basic human behavior. It makes boring moments a bit more tolerable. Then you listen to music at your old home? Sometimes. But it was always classical. Oh, so they do know classical music. They would play it as a dubstep. They would play it in the hallways and I couldn't hear very well. I get it. That's kinda sad, even for an Android. You can use my DVD player whenever you want. Thank you. Now, you have to learn how to listen. What do you mean? You can't just listen a few seconds from a song and move on to the next one. You have to be more patient. If you really like a song, you can try to guess what the author was trying to convey when creating the piece. We'll never know because almost no information has been kept about many of these authors, so it's fun to do. That sounds also really sad, although, I mean, we are remembering so much about famous people, and there's so many people that we just straight up forget about. like that is a very, very depressing thought. Like, you know, the real final death that you have when the last time that the last person is remembering you comes. And like so many people that just don't get remembered. We just know shit about them. So yeah. Having lost like knowledge and memory of all of the interprets of the music. That's actually really interesting. Mara grabs another disc and listens to it without replying. It seems she doesn't care about my musing. I should have guessed. Or maybe she's unable to reply once I get into deeper, more complicated topics. Did I just find her weak spot? I grab one of the discs I still don't have in my collection and take it to the counter. I'll listen to it at home. I'm taking this, Lily. Perfect. So, how's business? Is everything okay? Our customers are really loyal, even if they disappear for a while. They always are coming back. There are not too many, but they help us keep this place afloat. So it seems we will be here for quite a long time. I can't do like a mechanical stutter. I'm glad to hear that. What about Harold's health? Last time I came here, he was kinda sick. He is better, but still not made a full recovery. His body is very old, after all. And what will happen when he passes away? Because it's going to happen one day. He said he will leave the business to me. I don't think that's legal. I don't think he cares. Well, thanks anyway, Lily. Take care. Tell the old man I said hi. I will. Please come back again. I look for Mara. I have a hard time finding her, but I managed to do it. I have to drag her away from the store. She is completely smitten with this place. She probably tried over a dozen different albums while I was talking to Lily. Impressive. Can't we stay here just a little longer? You can listen to most of this music in our house. I'll let you use the player. But it's not the same. We can come back one day, and you can spend the entire day here if you want. Promise? Promise. Alright, where are we going now? I wanted to take you somewhere. It's a surprise. Do you want to go? Oh, I like that. Of course I do. Come on then. I wanted to take her to a mechanic in the industrial area. I don't feel I'm capable enough to open her up and check her manufacturer, but I'm sure they'll know something about this new model. I was afraid she wouldn't come if I told her, so I decided to keep it a secret. Besides, even if it's not exactly a tourist attraction, the area is still kinda nice. It's interesting, yeah, that that probably more than all of her rambling about how she is not, or like how she is seeing the androids, that is probably proving her standpoint more. She is actually keeping it a secret because she really doesn't care about Mara's feelings so much. She's a little bit unsure about it, she doesn't want to be rude, but at the same time, it's not like she has any regrets about taking her not to a nice place, but, you know, getting her picked apart to get the information she wants, because she still views Mara as just a complete android being. I'm sure she'll like it. It's far away, so we take a floating train there. Mara's still watching through the windows, completely spellbound, and doesn't mutter a single word for the entire trip. It's here? There's nothing here, just those huge buildings. It's not a building. Look closely. We have to jump down that opening. I'll go first, okay? I said I wanted to look at the city. Are you sure we came here for that? Trust me, just watch your step. Mara doesn't look too convinced, but I know she'll go anyway. I walk down first to make sure the stairs are safe. I wait for Mara, who shows up quickly, walking downstairs while covering her eyes. I hold her once she reaches me. Good, see? No big deal. You can open your eyes now. It's beautiful. I know. So, what is this place? Refineries. But if you want to be more specific, we're in the old residential area. It's pretty much abandoned, but I still have a few mechanics here willing to do unconventional works. What did they use it for? Oil refining. Their workers used to live here, but they soon were replaced by androids, so this area's obsolete. The factories over there are welters. Weltersis. It's where they have their android assembly lines. It's not exactly the best area, but it's not bad either. It's one of the safest too. The machinery is loud. You'll get used to it. Okay. I do wonder if that soundtrack actually... Yeah, it probably got mixed here, right? And they don't mind having illegal mechanics living here. I guess they came up with a deal or something. It's a good place. You didn't really talk to me about your job, you know. I work at the police station. It's nothing special. Maybe it's not special, but you work with androids. You probably don't see that too often. It's not exactly common, you're right. I was really into androids a while back, so I looked for a job where I could see a lot of them. But that's a thing of the past. I lost interest over them. Yet you still bought me. I'm just saying, I don't find them as interesting as I did before. And I'm repeating myself, yet here you are with me. You're right, maybe I should return you. But I never met an android so... like you. I still need to figure out how you work, and that's why we're here. What? One of those mechanics will check you up. I want to take a look at what you have inside. I'm just waiting for them to open up. You can't live without knowing how I work, can you? Other androids might not seem interesting enough for you, but I am, even if you don't accept it. You're going way too far just to prove I don't have a real personality. I just want to know your manufacturer. Don't go putting words in my mouth. I don't want you to open me up, especially without asking me first. I've got the last word here. You've been saying that ever since we met, and I still don't know what you want to see. Just tell me. Mara, if you do have actual feelings, that means you also have a conscience. Therefore, you possess singularity to some degree. Singularity is illegal. If I'm going to live with an illegal android, I should at least know about it, don't you think? And you're willing to let a cheap mechanic open me up? There's a good mechanic, and there's good mechanics here. You'll be fine. Meh, alright. At least it means you'll stop asking. It won't take too long. I know it might seem dangerous, but it really isn't. I've been here before. Mechanics are calm, nice people, and they rarely get into trouble. Illegal androids, on the other hand, are actually dangerous. Do I look dangerous to you? I barely reach your shoulders. You never know. You could reach other parts. I've seen smaller ones cause a lot of trouble. We had to shoot a child before. No, wait, we didn't shoot it, but we did. What did we do with the child android? I'm not sure. Androids without any kind of safety restrictions can be really unpredictable. So that's what you're afraid of. Me doing something you wouldn't expect. I'm not afraid of you, don't be silly. Of course, that's why you brought me here. I don't know. Your programming is weird. I'll take that as a compliment. Hey, what's repo deposit? It's written everywhere. It's the old owner of those refineries. Everything in this district owned by some big company. Even I work for one, Hoplonsec, a security firm. And now we learn who made me. Do you have a prime suspect? You're probably a corpo model. They make pretty much every android in this district. Plus, they have the lead when it comes to new technologies. Everything will be fine as long as it's not Velta. They're never up to anything good. Are they dangerous? If they are, I really hope they didn't make me. They are, but only if you go against them. Actually, I hear they were up to something. We were gonna go to the headquarters in order to investigate something, but then the mission was cancelled in mere seconds. So they are more like a mafia. Kind of. Still, it's not like I care about what they do. I'd rather not interfere. Well, that's laziness. Shit like a true cop. One of the garage doors open. It's the one I was looking for. You know what I wish for is that they actually changed so that you can see on the text what is inner monologue, what is dialogue, and what is, descriptions of environment, so that I could tell one from the other right away. It's the one I was looking for. I make my way there with Mara following me. I hope they work well. Hello ladies, what can I do for you? I brought my android. She's a new model, a kinda weird one. I wanted to know if you could take a look at her. A new android, a 5th generation. Corpo's almost done with them. She's not the first one I've seen. I've taken a look at a few test models. Mara glances at me and steps back. She seems scared. I put my hand on her back and push her towards the mechanic. Calm down, girl. It won't hurt. I need you to take off your clothes. Is it really necessary? These new androids have very delicate skin sheets. They aren't as easy to open up as old models. Relax, trust me. Mara takes her clothes off, which we don't see. Okay. Very slowly. Why did we come here then? And then sits on the metal examination table. Oh no, we do see it. Titties. It's cold. Temperature sensors. She must be a 5th generation, no doubt. Mara gives me one last look before the mechanic connects to her and turns her off. Her operative system doesn't have any kind of brand or trademark. How strange. Can you open her up? Of course, but we've got to let her open by herself, or we risk damaging her skin seams. This isn't my first time doing it, don't worry. The mechanic carefully opens Mara's head, and the pieces move away immediately. How interesting. What is it? When I take a look at Mara's head, I see the worst possible thing I could find. Very few people know that symbol. It's Veltas Lab's unofficial seal. They'd never risk leaving their actual mark on something they want to keep a secret. So Mara's probably an illegal android. What? I don't know that company. Do you? No idea. You can stop now. I think that's enough for me. The mechanic ignores me and motions to remove one of Mara's skull pieces. I just want to take a look. I told you to stop. As soon as his hands get close, Mara turns on again, and the previous lifeless pieces that covered her brain begin to beat. A dark red liquid starts flowing through the clear tubes connected to her brain. It's blood. What the hell? This thing's alive. It's not a damn android. Mara's brain suddenly closes, and all the pieces automatically move back into place. The mechanic recklessly pulls on the cable connecting them, and Mara cries in pain, blood flowing from her ear. I don't know how to react until I see him grabbing a wrench from the back. Help me. He tries to hit Mara with the wrench, but I manage to stop him by grabbing his arm. What the fuck do you think you're doing? Let me go, she's a monster. We have to destroy her. What are you talking about? She's just a bioroid. So you knew it. Even if it's organic, she's still an artificial brain. No, I've seen bioroids before, and not a single one would pump red blood or beat like an actual human. It can't be related to this thing in any way. He breaks my hold and once again gets ready to swing the wrench. I push Mara away with my right hand and use the mechanic strength against him, leaving him on the floor. Yeah, are you really going to defend that thing? Put it above an actual human. I kick him in the face, making him writhe in pain. I press my knee against his back and punch his nape with my metal arm. I don't stop hitting him until I feel the floor tiles with my knuckles. When I look around, I see Mara sitting up with her hands overhead. Seeing her makes me come back to my senses. Are you okay? She crawls away from me. I'm sorry. Did he hurt you? I didn't want to. My ear hurts. Her hearing sensors seem to be completely destroyed. Seela, your eyes. I feel a sudden throbbing pain in my head. Everything turns dark. I wake up slowly. I'm outside the garage. What happened? Mara's sitting next to me. Her ear and her hands are still covered in blood. Dude, did you kill the mechanic? Seela, are you okay? You had a seizure. Not this shit again. I'm fine. My head just hurts a little bit. How are you? It still hurts. We have to get away from here. I feel the need to protect her. Did she just kill someone? You're really delicate. Let's get the fuck out of here. I reach out my hand. What's wrong, Mara? Come on, it's all over. You don't have to worry. Mara takes my hand and I help her to get up. I look at her, looking for any other damages. Don't touch me, it hurts. I have to fix your ear. You can't leave that just hanging there. Now that I think about it, does it really hurt? Why would they make an android who can feel actual pain? What a stupid design. It's not stupid. Your brain knows when you have a damaged piece, just like any other android. Shut up. Can't you stop criticizing me for just one moment, even now? Come on, let me cut the thing. I use my mechanical hand to hold the cable between my fingers. I stretch it until it breaks. It was easy. It seems the pain has gone away, but I still feel bad for her. It doesn't hurt anymore, thank you. But now I can't hear anything with this ear. This is all your fault. I'm sorry, I'll get it fixed, so don't worry about it. So, her brain has actual blood pumping, but her ear is just completely mechanical. You could simply trust me, no matter who my maker is. You killed that man. Those mechanics always keep a memory backup in the database. He can get a new body. I had to destroy his head, or he would have just turned us in. I thought the mechanics are illegally working there? That is why we actually went there? Okay, so she killed the mechanic, but it's... They have a stored brain, so... Okay. Well, that's a relief. Turned us in. So, am I illegal? Yes. 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 Very much so. Can I please make a... Yes, finally. Uh-oh. That's an uh-oh moment. Yes, very much so. Not what I wanted to hear. Are you going to turn me into the police? I am the police. You can turn into me. You don't have to worry about that. Let's go home. Mara and I walk to an emergency exit, a tunnel followed by a set of stairs leading to the top. We take a floating train home. I suppose I should never go back to that place again. Your eyes went wide while you were fighting, and then you passed out. It's been a while since the last time that happened. That's some kind of trance. I don't remember when they started, but I thought they had gone forever. But you stopped him from killing me. Yeah, but still, I'm sorry for bringing you in the first place. I'll never make you go through something like that again. But I need to know if you have singularity. Why is that so important? 4 years ago, Welter developed a new android generation, a fourth generation. They used a self-improvement technique and automatic learning which, supposedly, made each and every one of them unique. But the same day they went on sale, those androids tried to take over an entire district. The police managed to keep them out of the network and turn them off. But a lot of people died in the process. Ever since then, any kind of development in the singularity area is illegal. And then you are here, 4 years later, with a Welter Labs symbol on your brain, and a personality so human-like that it's impossible to tell you aren't actually one. I need to know what you really are. Also, you have blood pumping through you. If I'm so important, why hasn't Welter tried to get me back? That's a good question. I'd like to know how Yoko got you in the first place. We are going to have a really long talk the next time I see her. Still, I feel safe around you. It was actually a good day. I had a really good time before we got to that factory. And the day still isn't over. We can do something once we get home. I don't know. You owe me. Wait. I hurt my ear because of you. Okay, what do you want to do? I'll think about it when we arrive home, so you know how to fight. She doesn't seem upset over what just happened. Of course I know, I'm a cop. Was it hard to learn? Kind of. It's hard to fight against metal rivals. I'm lucky to have my prosthetic arm. Everything happened so fast. It's amazing how you managed to react to everything. To be honest, I don't remember it too well. All I know is that I wrecked his memory chip. I don't like fighting, but the way you did it, it almost looked like a dance. I need to use... The way you killed that man was very hypnotic. I need to use martial arts when I'm against someone physically stronger than me. But seeing how delicate you are, I think pacifism is probably the way to go for someone like you. Huh. Thinking about it, where can I find a new eardrum? I guess I have to ask Yuko. Her internal design is way too strange to try to fix myself. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. And I can't risk taking her to another mechanic. The sun begins to set, but I don't have to wake up early tomorrow, so I don't mind. Actually, I even feel like hanging out with Mara, now that I feel calm again. It was months of just leaving my home to go to work, and then coming back home just to repeat the cycle. I'm starting to give up on understanding her programming. It's completely new, and absolutely nothing like what I've learned. I guess I'll have to coerce Yoko into telling me. We are finally back home. I choose to sit down, just by the window, and watch the rain. Mara sits right next to me. Of course. Do you wear black for any particular reason? All your clothes are black. I just like black. Where did this come from? It's not just the black clothes. I wouldn't say you're completely gothic, but you're definitely kinda gloomy. And you're a good person deep down, I think. I don't know what you're talking about. I just happen to like that coat a lot. An old friend gave it to me. Don't you like it? Not exactly, but it fits you. Actually, everything about you fits. You wear black, coats, police, seem kinda bleak, listen to electronic music. You almost look like you came out of a novel. Yeah. It's a very standard character that you have written there. And I'd like to know which novel you came from. That mechanic called me a monster. Do you think he was a believer? Oh. Which novel you came from? Do you think he was a believer? I don't know. We don't have many believers in this district, but you never know. You shouldn't think about it too much. The important thing... what did they actually talk about? Good thing that I've made a VOD where I actually did gameplay of the last stream. There was something about the manifesto there. The important thing that we need to... is that we managed to leave the place safe and sound. Kind of. What about you? Do you believe in God? I never really thought about that. But I also thought you didn't really have to believe in God to be a believer. That's right. Although there's always a concept that takes its place. For example, the humanist God is the human body. Of course, that's in a very romanticized way. I don't think I could have humanism as my religion. You're kind of a walking anti-human symbol. You have been surrounded by that for your entire life. I think I'm starting to understand why you're so interested in learning about me. I've never really given that a thought, but maybe it is one of the reasons. Until now, every new android generation would just agree with humanists. Actually, androids are just a copy of a human, a mere expansion of the human race. If you learn something about me, I want you to tell me. Alright. So if you don't have any believers in the district, who is that mister with a cone over the head who had posters everywhere? This cone mister is our prime minister, working under the emperor. He is very close to the royal family, but deep down he is yet another ultra-humanist politician. Thankfully the previous government got everything done regarding android protection laws. You're safe, don't worry. So, what are my rights? You don't have any. It's more like people have to respect my rights as your owner. I guess that'll have to suffice for now. Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to get into that either right now. You have no other choice, sadly. My bed's still unmade, so I just flop onto it. Mara checks the fridge. I think she's going to cook something. I can hear noises outside and police sirens, so I look out the window to see what's going on. What happened? And what happened about her ear? She still has her ears on. It's a Weltelabs van. It crashed. An accident. No, you rarely hear about accidents when it comes to Welter. But I don't really care about it, to be honest. There's barely anything in the fridge. I'm going to cook an egg. It's the only thing that hasn't expired in it yet. Do you want one? Sure. I sit and look at her while she cooks. I'd help her, but I think I'd only get in her way. It's kind of weird. Mara reminds me, this is a very somber coming, like that is why we play them at night streams, right? Mara reminds me more of a roommate instead of an android, like Elaine was. I get goosebumps every time I remember that she is just a machine, and it bothers me. Having to deal with so many androids at work has affected me deeply, and now I find it hard to enjoy their company. But I have to admit, whoever programmed Mara is a genius. Mara is a genius. No matter the situation, she always reacts in a real way. She's probably even too human for this district, in which everyone acts according to a set of rules and policies, myself included. She is done. Mara brings 2 boiled eggs, sitting on a pair of spoons. Careful as not to lose balance. Why did you bring them like that? They're going to fall. If I take them with my hands, I'm going to burn myself. That's why you have to dunk them in cold water before peeling them. Or you could have just used a bowl. You only have 2 and they are dirty. A cup? Dirty. All of them. Before she can give me my egg, she takes a bite out of it. Wait, but... she did peel them, right? It's not too hot. Hey, give me the other one then. That one's mine. You can take a bite if you want. She puts it in front of my face. I take a bite, but it scorches my mouth. It's burning. That's why I bite yours. She blows on her egg until it gets cold. We finish our meal in complete silence, our meal of 1 egg. I feel uncomfortable. She stares at me the whole time. Was it good? I mean, it was just an egg. Again? It was delicious, thank you. Why don't you help me clean the dishes? That way I won't struggle with the spoons. I nod. It only takes a few minutes when we do it together. My sink's very small, so I can't have too many dirty dishes even if I try. After changing my clothes, I give Mara a brand new toothbrush. That makes me think. Mara, have you showered since you came here? Do you need to take baths too? Of course I do. What sponge did you use? Yours. Ah. She sneaks under my arm once I get closer. Do you really have to be there? Can't you wait? No. After that awkward moment, we head to the food in silence. I can't sleep. Mara was completely out within 10 minutes. I quietly get up and walk over to my terminal. It seems that Yoko is online. I choose to enter with my avatar. I know she prefers this over text. So yeah, I think, because it is 3 AM right now. Good thing that tomorrow we are free. And Jesus, that's a lot of servers with a lot of data storage room. The files below contain highly classified information. Do not share under any circumstances. So yeah, I think we're gonna leave it off here because I do believe that the conversation with Yoko might actually probably spawn something interesting. Something in some way. By the way, history? Wait, is that of this session? Oh. That would be very interesting. Yes. So, that was it for the first stream this week. 4 or 5 more. No, I'm not quite sure how much I'm gonna stream, but probably like Saturday, Sunday, something like that. So yeah, I'll see you around tomorrow for the next one. Have a good one, and I'm not sure. Are we gonna do Brotato? I'm probably gonna test Brotato, right? See how that goes. so that we can actually play it tomorrow. Also, I was wondering why we are losing frames. It is because at 3 a.m. Steam decided now is a good time to update stuff. But yeah. Oh yeah, and Potato got updated by like 90 megabytes. Wow. So yeah. You guys have a good one. And I'm gonna see you around tomorrow. That was fun today. Cheers.